In the noise of the world, where ambition, fame, and power often seem like the highest goals, what happens when a heart begins to yearn for something deeper? Today, we enter the story of Saint Ignatius of Loyola, a man who began life chasing worldly glory and ended it helping others hear the quiet whisper of God. Ignatius was born in 1491 into a noble Spanish family. He grew up dreaming of knighthood, honor, and conquest. His world was one of armor, swords, and battles, and his heart was full of fire. He wasn't born a saint. He was, by his own admission, vain, ambitious, and proud. But like so many saints, grace entered through a wound. At the age of 30, while defending a fortress in Pamplona, Ignatius was struck by a cannonball, shattering his leg. The injury ended his military dreams. As he lay bedridden for months, he asked for books to distract his restless mind, preferably about knights, battles, and romance, but the only books available, A Life of Christ... and Stories of the Saints. At first, he read reluctantly, but slowly, something stirred within him. When he read about the saints, about Francis, Dominic, and others who had given their lives completely to God, he felt a burning desire to do the same. He noticed something strange. After reading worldly tales, he felt empty and restless. But after reading about Christ and the saints, his heart was filled with peace. It was the beginning of a lifelong journey of discernment, a deep listening to the movements of the soul. And so, the man who once dreamed of serving a king in battle... now dreamed of serving the King of Kings. Ignatius left behind his former life. He gave away his noble clothes, spent time in prayer, and even lived as a beggar. But his transformation wasn't smooth or instant. He faced deep inner struggles, scrupulosity, and doubts. But through all of it, he learned to listen, not to the voices of fear or ego, but to the quiet voice of the Spirit. This became the foundation of what he would later call the spiritual exercises, a powerful method of prayer and discernment that has guided souls for centuries. He discovered something many still seek today: how to find God in all things, not just in churches or monasteries, but in daily life, in choices, in joys, and even in suffering. Eventually, Ignatius felt called to help others on their journey toward God. He studied for years and was eventually ordained a priest, and with a small group of companions, men like Francis Xavier and Peter Faber, he founded the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits. Their mission was clear: for the greater glory of God, wherever they were sent, to schools, missions, or even hostile lands. Their focus was not on personal success, but on leading souls to Christ. They became teachers, missionaries, scientists, and spiritual directors, men grounded in prayer, yet fully engaged with the world. But through it all, Ignatius never forgot the secret he discovered in that hospital bed years earlier. The most important journey is the one inward. The greatest battle is the one for the soul, and the surest compass is found in the quiet voice of God, speaking in the heart. Saint Ignatius teaches us something urgent for our time. You don't need to be perfect to begin the journey. You don't need to withdraw from the world to find God, and you don't need to wait for lightning to strike. Sometimes, all it takes is noticing what stirs the heart, what brings you peace, what leaves you restless, what draws you closer to love, and what pulls you away. These questions, simple yet profound, can change the course of a life. Ignatius asked them, and his answers transformed not only his soul, but the Church. Saint Ignatius of Loyola was once a man of war, but God made him a man of peace, a warrior for the soul. He shows us that the path to holiness isn't only in big moments, but in the quiet decisions we make each day, the daily yes to grace. So, as we face the battles of modern life, distractions, confusion, fear, may we learn from Ignatius how to pause, to listen, to discern, and above all, to trust that God is not far away. He is near. He is speaking, even now. Saint Ignatius of Loyola, pray for us, like, subscribe, share for more reflections on the saints who changed the world by letting God change them first.